Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Chantele. And we're here to rate the final five of Survivor 44.
Oh, our final ratings, you guys. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Yay!
Woo!
You guys, we did it. We made it. We made it through the season. Here we are.
I know. And that means that summer is coming. I think with covering these shows, it's making years go by faster. Right? Because I'm like, wait, when this is over, that means it's gonna be summer. Then when summer's over, that's gonna be fall, and then it's gonna be next year. And then, you know what I mean? And so
our lives are
just speeding
around
by.
television.
Yeah, well, actually, yes.
100%. We're like,
back in the day,
this Amazing Race season, and spring is Survivor season.
Exactly.
And
summer is Big Brother. That's exactly it. Summer really was like my Big Brother. Like, oh my god, I love summer. We know summer's here when Big Brother's on. And so yeah, my life has always kind of revolved around the television scheduling. And so knowing that this is over, that means summer's here, which is great. But then it also knows that next time we get Survivor again, it's going to be fall. Which means
did you hear the rumors about Big Brother this summer?
That's going to be starting in August or something annoying. Yeah. I hate that.
I don't believe this. This does not compute to me. First off, we just saw a preview for Big Brother last night.
Oh, I didn't.
During Survivor.
I was watching it on Canadian network, so I didn't see it.
So we got a promo for Big Brother, like it's being promoted already. I did reach out to my contacts as soon as I heard this, but I haven't heard back yet. So I will find out for you guys. But I guess the speculation is because we're having the strikes here, the writers are on strike. And to give you a heads up, the Screen Actors Guild is about to go on strike. And
wait, so you're not going to be able to audition or anything like that?
Yeah, we're voting right now. And
what's the gripes that SAG is having?
Well, it's the same.
Okay.
The writers are actually making a little bit more, well, I wouldn't say progress, but they're fighting for the things that we have already tried to fight for and weren't able to get. So it seems like Screen Actors Guild is now just like, we have to be in solidarity. We've been trying to get this stuff as well. I couldn't tell you all the bullet points.
Yeah, something like that's kind of happening in Toronto specifically, I guess Ontario specifically, is that all the commercial people that use commercial are wanting to be able to choose whether they use union or non-union. So they basically locked union performers out of all commercials. So even the commercial that I did that saved my life, that's a company that wants to use non-union performers. And so it happened and they were able to get away with it in BC in Vancouver, and there's no union commercials in Vancouver, and then here now it's far and few between. When there used to be I used to do 10 to 15 commercial auditions a week at least, and I mean, maybe it's because they will have these huge things where huge casting calls, and what part of, I don't know if it's the same with your unions, but if you get a call back for a union commercial, you get $50. And so I was making $600 a month,
just on
callbacks, you know what I mean? And so I think that's
we do not have
one of the things that they were probably trying to,
they're back that up. They're like, whoops, we don't get money for callbacks. That's amazing.
Okay, keep talking and hold on a second, because I think my delivery is coming an hour early. So hold on a second.
All right. Well, I'll just finish. The point here is because we've got some unions on strike. The fall scripted television shows are not on schedule to start. So it sounds like CBS is trying to push their reality shows to the fall. We already have Survivor and Amazing Race happening in the fall, but pushing whatever they can to sort of cover their butts in the fall. But that rumor does not make sense to me. I think that they would still want to have their tent pole of Big Brother over the summer. We'd have Survivor and Amazing Race over the fall, and then maybe pick up either a celebrity Big Brother, a Big Brother Over the Top, or a number of other reality shows that CBS has. So anyway, that's just the rumor that has popped up, that Big Brother might be delayed in its premiere. because of all this striking nonsense. Sorry to go off on a tangent because I know that's a little inside baseball, a little inside entertainment that not everybody understands union strikes, but it does affect our watching television, you guys, because writers write everything, including some of our reality shows. There are writers on staff, but yeah, exactly. They're already promoting it, so I really don't know how much I believe this rumor that's happening. But like I said, I did reach out to my sources, and so I will see what's actually happening. But right now, we are rating our final 5. As a reminder, 5 dice is the best, the greatest gameplay. 1 dice is the worst gameplay. I don't feel like anyone's going to get a 1 today. I don't feel like it. Wasn't it, Gwen? This was a really good season. Every season starts out great, usually, in my opinion. I'm loving it. I'm loving the cast. I'm into it. I'm excited. And then we'll hit a lull. There'll be a couple episodes that I'm just like, oh gosh, that wasn't fun, or this is boring. But I never hit that lull this season. Did you guys? I don't remember being disappointed. Hot topics. I don't remember being disappointed at all this season. And I mean, honestly, I have to give a lot of credit to the Tika 3 for that. They were just entertaining. They were just so fun. And they were good at the game. It wasn't like they were bad at the game while they were entertaining us. They kept us on our toes. We were having fun with them. Even if there was weird twists happening or whatever, I feel like, David said last night in our recap that he thinks Atika 3 will win. And I agree. But I also feel like Atika 3 needs to win, right? I mean, look, Lauren and Heidi are lovely, but the Tika 3 did something really incredible this season. I was just wrapping up my spiel with that Tika 3 will probably win, and honestly, they should win, right?
I think one of the Tika 3 will likely win, right? Because at this point, there's only an opportunity for 2 people to leave. I feel like if any of the 3 of them are sitting against anybody, either Heidi or Lauren, I just don't see them having the things to say that they did in order to beat either Jam, Carson, or Carolyn. I just don't think that they will have. They just don't have the words to say it, or the game moves to prove that. And so I don't think they have the numbers even, because it looks like Carolyn for sure. It looks like the jury is really on Carolyn's side. And if Carolyn is in the jury, I think that she's going to be rooting for her Tika people. And if she has that kind of sway with people being like, no, man, they were with me the whole time. Like they made these, like she's bigging up their moves. I just don't see how Heidi or Lauren can do or say anything that could overtake what they've done so far this season. So I think Tika is winning.
I agree. I guess the only possibility is if there's 2 Tika, and then maybe Heidi can like sneak out some votes, or Lauren,
from
but
splitting the votes.
Yeah, from splitting, but I still don't really see it.
And I think also I could be giving juries too much credit, but I feel like they're savvy enough to know
right?
that like if they split the vote, then someone that they don't want to win might win. So like I feel like they might just come to an agreement as in like, hey, this is who we're voting for. If you want to give this person a vote, like go for it. But like I think we should come to an agreement on who wins the game and not leave it up to splitting votes and then the person that we definitely do not want to win to sneak in and win. So I feel like they will choose a winner definitively.
Yeah. I have to agree. It'll be tough, but you'll know.
A lot of people have been saying though that they think that Carolyn's going to be out next. I know that you've been holding your breath because you were worried that this episode she was going to be gone. Yes. But what do you think? Like, do you think that the season like I just feel like she has to go to the end. I feel like that's the
No.
story of the season. You don't think she's gonna go? You think
No,
she's
I
going out?
mean, okay. Yes, we all want her at the end. I think that like 99% of the people want her at the end, but they very well can give us an emotional story arc that the closest people to her had to cut her. That's very good television. I can absolutely see the editors and producers headed that way. Don't know that it's going to happen, but yeah, I feel
But
like
like,
it's
couldn't you
like
also seeing her doing that to Carson? She'd be like, "I love Carson. I can't believe I have to do this to him," and then like cut Carson.
yeah, absolutely. It's like who does Jam
I
Jam go
see.
with
Right,
though?
that's right. I mean, I don't know why Jamden doesn't think that Carson's a threat. Because yes, I see Carolyn has been doing some, making some bold moves and like talked about her whole game, which I guess was a bit of a mistake. But like Carson has been getting the information from everybody, right?
Yeah.
He's always been in the know. He was able to sway the vote last week in his favor. Like like considering I usually don't give credit to people that are super young as being able to win the game.
Oh my
He's
gosh, I
somebody that I
know.
really think could win the game and I think that they respect him enough to give him the win. And so I'm just very surprised that Jam Jam is not even looking at him as somebody that
I
could
think he's
potentially beat
looking at
him.
him, but I think he's distracted by Carolyn. I think he's seeing Carolyn, and then he thinks like, "I'll get Carson after that," but I don't think he can. I feel like Carolyn's the first target, and then Carson will win immunity, and I think he's good to go, and then I feel like Carson beats him in the end. But I'm hearing that that is not that there's a lot of people think that Jam Jam can beat Carson. So this is
Jam
interesting.
Jam might be able to beat Carson for the fact that he had that little Godfather moment in this episode, right? Where he
Yeah.
was like, you write my name down. You're out of the game. You're sitting on the jury. Like I was like, tone it down a little bit, Jam
Yeah,
Jam.
right?
Like I thought he
Totally
was being
down.
a little bit too much, but whatever. He's still a favored character, but. I think that because he has that story, and if people are going out of the game being like, "Oh, that Jam Jam, he got me," even if they don't know how he did it, he can say that, yeah, it happened, right? Like I did write my name down, and
I
they
mean,
did go home.
what are we voting for curses? No, but he didn't orchestrate.
But people
Like
might still
he
just believe it, right? Like that he had more to do with everybody that wrote his name down going out than he actually did.
well, sure. I mean, he can say that, but then I have to imagine someone in the jury was like, but actually told so and so and like we directed this vote and we just like looped you in.
Unless we're not seeing some things, which
Yeah,
is
no, for
very,
sure.
very possible. Like maybe like because he has had his name be in the mix quite a few times, and the vote just never ended up on him. And so maybe he is doing more behind the scenes than we've actually seen.
Yeah, I mean, I think his social game is incredible and I think that that really has saved him. It's hard for us to know if the jury is like, "Wow, he really saved himself," or is the jury like, "No, we just didn't end up voting him out." Like, what do they respect? And that's what's so hard to figure out because first off, we're not there, and then we also just don't even get half the information in an edit.
Hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
let's dive into some dicey dices here,
Dicey,
guys. We
dicey.
only have 5,
Go.
and
I don't really know how to
yeah,
dice
like
them up.
how I should we
Look,
rate, I mean, over
look.
the whole season and
Hmm.
their potential to
Okay,
win?
yes, do potential to win. Sorry, then I'm gonna just maybe revise a
Let's
little
do
bit.
it that way. It's a little different, guys. It's not just this week, but it's this week with their potential to win. How about that? We're going to start with Carolyn. Chantel's still writing.
I can start. I can
So,
start with Carolyn if you
okay,
choose.
go right ahead.
Obviously, Carolyn is the star of this season, and it would just be so wonderful to see her win the game. But I can understand if 5 is where she does go out, because it will be easy to convince everybody to vote for her. And if Jam Jam is already on the fence and she was wavering this episode, it would be easy for somebody to be like, I think now's the time to do Carolyn, because we're in the finale. Like, there's only, fire making and then the final tribal, most likely, unless it's a final 2. And so as much as I want to see her get to the end, and I do think that she would be the most likely to win the game if she's sitting in the final 3, I'm gonna have to take her to a 4. And now I know that like a 3 is probably more likely, considering she's probably going out next episode, sadly. But for the she might surprise us, right? She might find that clue and solve it and figure it out, if it's the same format as the last few seasons have been, where they run around, they find the clue, unscramble it, and run and find an idol or an advantage or whatever. Who knows? Like, maybe Carolyn's really good at those things and we haven't seen it yet. And she is able to solve it and win that immunity and be able to protect herself this round. If she protects herself this round, we know that she's been practicing making fire. We know that it's a very good chance that she could get herself to the end. And so that's why I'm going to give her four dice, because there is still a chance that she could win whatever advantages to protect her next vote. And she might be able to make it to at least the final 4 or final 3. So,
yeah, I'm going to agree with you on the 4, because obviously she's incredible. And I feel like she was a 5 all the way up until right now. And she just showed herself a little too much, which raised her past Carson, past Jam Jam. I mean, those were the names before her, literally up until last episode. And so I don't know that she's going to make it to final 3. I'm very scared about that. She has not done well in challenges. She will have to find an idol, which I do believe there is going to be an idol in play. Jeff alluded to that in his podcast. If she's able to get that and make it to final 3, I think she has the best chance of winning. So she leans to a 5 a little bit for that, but I'm very worried. I feel like she is not going to make it to final 3. So agree with the 4 dices. And most everyone in the chat is saying 4 and 5. Yeah. Agree.
Sweet Carolyn.
We love you. The audience also gave her a 4. So she is a 4s across the board, you guys. Very
That's a good place to end the season.
Absolutely. Look, if she can make it to the end and win, wow. I will be so excited. Yeah, like I said in my recap last night, I genuinely had a moment of panic that I was going to have to write questions for her, and I emotionally was not prepared.
Well, when I was watching the episode, I was kind of like, no, she's not going home. They showed us this in the preview.
I know.
Exactly. I was like, it's not happening. I was like, wait, did they go against their own formula? I'm like, wait, what? No. And then I convinced myself no, and then I was right.
Yeah.
But like, they did get me for a second.
Yeah. I can't imagine a season without Carolyn. She's the star, no matter where she places. She is the star. All right. The next of the Stooges. The other one I give a lot of credit here to. Yeah, like you said, Chantele, we do not put a lot of faith in the young ones. He's so young. And he's like a young person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's smart, he's book smart, but he has talked about like very little life experience. He's kind of had a sheltered life. He wanted to learn how to do a bro handshake, which I'm like, Carson, don't worry about it. Like, you don't need to do that. But he just like seems like a young kid, but yet he really got a grasp of this game. And he has been playing everyone since the beginning. Remember when he not merged, but like had to swap over to, what was that, Ratu? And he convinced them that Jam Jam was running the tribe. He was going to be next. People just like thought they had scooped him up. And meanwhile, he was like really working with Jam Jam and Carolyn. Uh, Talking as people, were getting voted out and doing exit press, realizing that there are all these relationships that we weren't seeing, including, like Carson being BFF with all these other people, like Lauren and Jamie. I didn't even have to think about voting Danny or Heidi out. They were like, of course, because we're working with Carson and Jam Jam. Like, that's just who they thought they were working with. So I'm super impressed with Carson. And I feel like since Carolyn just took over the threat spot, he's a little more likely to make it to final three. And if he sits in final three, give him the win. I think he deserves it. He's getting 5 dice from me. Oops, that covers your face. How about that?
Aw, Carson, so sweet, but so cunning. I'm impressed by his ability to lie to people's face. Like, I don't know how I would be out when I'm playing the game, but I would think that like I'd have like it's like a slight smile or something when I'm like lying completely about like, yeah, I'm gonna vote out
Uh-huh.
Carolyn. Like, I feel like they would be able to tell that I was lying, but he just does it so well and so believably that like everybody thinks that he's on their side. Even Jam Jam seemed to be believing
Yeah.
Carson a little bit too much about like voting out Carolyn. So I'm definitely liking his position in this game. I do think he has a high probability of finding whatever that immunity is or idol is or clue, whatever.
Right.
Um, and if he gets to the end, I agree with you. I think he will win. Also, I don't know if you've been believing the spoilers and like the tinfoil hatters, but they think that they keep on seeing fire in
Mhm.
his glasses.
Oh, right.
Like,
Uh-huh.
so, and
Yeah.
it's like him versus Heidi is kind of what people think are going to happen in that 5-4. And so I'm thinking that he might win that 5-4, which is going to be even better for him. So I'm going to have to agree with you. We're doing 5 dice-a-roos for Mr. Carson because like I really think that he has a very good chance of winning this game.
Yeah. Right. He like you said, he can do the puzzle and find whatever that advantage is. He can do whatever the immunity challenges are. Like, yeah, his odds are just kind of really high, you guys. I do think this fire stuff is funny because they mentioned it with like Heidi. There was fire in her package, her like back home package. She was making fire, the fire in his glasses. But I think that Survivor has to put anything with fire into their show. It's kind of their symbolic thing. So I don't really buy into like, oh, Heidi had fire in her package. She's going to go to fire. The only person who hasn't had a fire in something is what, Jam Jam and maybe Lauren. Has Lauren had fire in anything? I don't know. I'm sure he 3D printed fire, guys. I'm sure he's just fine. Just fine. Right? He 3D printed fire. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. He's practiced that. Or I think that I think he's going to be okay.
I don't know.
Is Carson winning the season? That would be insane.
That's what I have thought, honestly, most of the season is that Carson was going to win, but I'm
But
usually wrong, so that's probably not
hopefully you're
happening.
wrong.
Well, if Carolyn's there, yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe Carolyn doesn't. You guys, the audience also gave him 5, so we are all on the same page so far, you guys.
Now, do you think though? So we've talked about both Carolyn and Carson. Do you think it's possible that Carolyn teams up with the women and says like it's Carson and it needs to go?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that's a possibility
because she can be like, now's the time to take out Carson.
Yeah, I feel like she has a really good relationship with Heidi, and Heidi would be on board with that because Heidi said she wants to be with Carolyn and Jam Jam. So if Carolyn says, hey, let's get Carson out, I think Heidi says yes. Does Lauren, though? Because Lauren is very close with Carson. So I don't know that Lauren is on board with that.
But Lauren can't beat Carson.
I don't know what she thinks, though. Does
Lauren
she think
can't
she can
beat
beat
Carson.
Carolyn? Does she think she can beat Carolyn or Jam Jam?
I mean, I think it would be a better story if I were playing the game and I had an inkling that any of the Tika 3 I couldn't beat. I
Yeah.
think I'd want to make history and like have the final 3 be women. You know what I mean? Like just do something momentous. So like run a TV show. Let's make history here. I don't like there hasn't been a final 3 that's been all women, I don't think. Oh no, there was Micronesia, right?
Micronesia, but like that was 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, I don't know that you can think that many layers in. You're like literally trying to
why
survive.
wouldn't you do it? No, I'm starving and I'm thinking that way. No, I think I would.
I mean,
Because
Sweet
like
Sweet
we
Lauren can't really imagine she's beating that many people, right? So
well,
she
I mean,
just
she
kind of
might be
needs to go
hopeful.
with who's going to keep her and drag her to final 3.
And if Carolyn is promising her that,
Carolyn will have to promise that. You're right,
and
because
she
I'm
would,
sure
because
Carson
Carolyn
will.
shouldn't want to sit beside any of the Tika people.
Carolyn, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like
So
Carolyn's easiest win, I think, would be sitting with Heidi and with Lauren. I think that would
Lauren,
be her easiest win.
absolutely, that's everyone's easiest win, right? Carolyn, those 2. Carson, those 2. Jam Jam, those 2. Boom, you're set, guys. Like that's the way to go. Like this is another reason I think this final 5 is so interesting is because we have this threesome that knows they can't really go to the final 3 together, and they all have different relationships. Carolyn's very close to Heidi. Carson's very close to Lauren. I think Jam Jam and Heidi are pretty close. So yeah, it'll be interesting, like who can convince who. Yeah. Well, then let's talk about Heidi because she is
Heidi.
kind of a central figure here.
Well, I'm going to have to support my Aquarius queen over here
Tell
and just
me.
hope that, well, I'm just thinking about like what signs are left, right? So Heidi, I believe is an Aquarius. We have
Mhm.
Lauren, who is a Leo. Carolyn, who's a Capricorn. I don't remember what Carson is. Is he another fire? He might be fire.
Let's
And then
see.
Jam Jam, I believe, is a Cancer.
Carson's a Sag.
Oh, so yeah, he is fire. So
Didn't realize that.
if elementally people that got along stuck together, that would,
Jim Jim's a Cancer. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. So it means that like air, fire outweigh earth, water. And so I would like that wouldn't surprise me actually if they decided to kind of stick together. Like they stick with Carson. So Lauren gets her way, keeps Carson, and Heidi and they all take out Carson or Carolyn, sorry, and Jam Jam. Ooh, that could happen. Anyways, but we're talking about Heidi here. I think
Yeah.
that Heidi, I think she had a better shot at winning if she hadn't played her idol. Because I know that like you kind of want to play it when you're not sure about what's going on, but a misplayed idol in front of the jury just looks, it just, I don't know, it doesn't just look great, even if it's like kind of the right thing to do just to secure your space there. But I really thought she was going to hold it on till the next round and then just be safe this round and then have a shot at getting to the final 4 or 3, So I feel like that really brought down her potential to win the game because it just doesn't look like you knew what was going on in the game. Not, and it's not the same type of move as Carolyn's was, where she did have it right, but they ended up like ended up believing just making sure that Carson was staying, right? Because Carson did get them votes, but Heidi didn't get any votes, and so I think that's why it looks bad upon her. The fact that nobody is worried about taking her out, I'm like, so that they don't think that she's a threat. It's because she's probably not a threat. Like, I think I'm gonna have to give her. I'm gonna give her a 3. It's still middle of the road. I didn't want to go down to a 2 because I do feel like she's likely to sit in the final 3, and she will get to plead her case. And so for her going to be in that position, I think that she deserves to at least be in the middle of the road here.
Yeah.
But I don't think that she can win yet right now against anybody.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think that for a while, I really felt like she had a chance to win, but the way that she played her idol, like, I don't think it's as bad as you just said. I'm gonna give her just a little bit more credit of just like,
Okay.
"Hey, I just wanna make sure I saved my butt." But, yeah, she didn't even get 1 vote. So then you're like, "Wait, why'd you think you were getting votes? Save it." And unfortunately, I'm hoping she found another idol. We just haven't been looped into that yet, and that's why she felt like, "Whatever, I'm just gonna use this one,"
Okay.
and maybe she can spill
Do you
that
think that they would
later.
re-hide Carolyn's idol that was from Tika?
Yeah.
Because they
Usually
didn't
that's out the next morning.
did the I thought it was only when they came to the merge tribe because that's the one that Heidi found, right?
Oh,
And
right.
so I
You're
just
saying not birdcage idols.
yeah, I just did they
Mm.
I don't think they hid any birdcage idols.
Yeah, that's very possible. They were on an idol hunt for no reason. We saw no one get it because there was no idol. That's very possible. But she is probably gonna go to final 3. She has really good odds of winning one of these final
Mhm.
immunities.
That could
She
impress
has
people.
good fire odds, and she, has good odds at finding this idol/advantage that's gonna be out at this new camp. So, once she gets to final 3, I don't know that she's able to win. She's gonna be able to take some credit that she did with Danny because they did run a good chunk of this game that I think she can talk about, but I don't think her story beats a Tika story. And more than likely, she's sitting next to at least one Tika. That's how math works. So, yeah, 3, good game, but her winner equity, I think, has dropped a little bit.
Like, if she had used it on even to say, like, who went home to save somebody when she used her, like, just do something that looked like it worked. I think that it would have allowed her to up her odds to win. But just because it flopped in front of the jury and she didn't need it, she could have saved it for the next round. Uh, I think it just really just plummeted her potential win equity.
Yeah, unfortunately, what she needed to do was play that idol to guarantee Atika went home. That's how she wins the game because she should not have 3 Tikas still in the game, but she's not seeing it that way. And once again, that's why you don't have the winner equity, right? Like she's thinking, I want to be with 2 Tikas. I like these people. They worked with me. They didn't vote against me. That's how she's thinking. And that's not unfortunately, that's not how you win.
Yeah.
Oops. Oops.
Oopsie.
Missed that opportunity. Oh, but let's move on to another beautiful lady here in our final 5. Sweet, sweet Lauren. Well, Lauren, we didn't see you for a good half of the game. And then
Mhm.
you popped up after the merge, and I was like, oh, here we go. New era edit. What's Lauren going to do? And she has won 2 immunities, but been on the wrong side of the vote, been out of the vote a lot. I want to say most of the time, but I really don't know the stats. I think she's got the least winner equity out of the final 5. She may make it to the final 3 as someone who's dragged there, or I guess she could possibly win these immunities. But she also could just be an easy vote out if they can't quite orchestrate some like really smart strategy here at the end. Anyway, I unfortunately have to give you a 2, Lauren. I don't know what to do.
Well, I thought about the 2 as well for the fact that she lost her only true ally. She's been voting against Heidi multiple times, and Heidi has not been going home. So she has an enemy in the game that will be okay with her leaving. It's kind of like you
Yep.
want to have people that want to keep you in the game instead of people that like wouldn't mind if you're out. And so I think that she's kind of alone on this island right now.
Yeah.
And potentially she can. You said that her and Carson are
Carson.
close?
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully Carson will want to protect her, but like she has to rely on someone from Tika, which she just doesn't want someone from Tika to be sitting beside. So it's just her positioning isn't super great. But I'm gonna bump her up one dice because of the fact that she won immunity. Against there's some people that could have potentially won this immunity, and she was able to do it. I don't remember what the immunity was though right now. What was it?
The ropes and a disc and a ball.
Oh, okay. And it didn't go as long as it usually goes. Am I correct?
No, they all were just really bad at it. Mm-hmm.
They're usually add a ball and like have multiple balls on it, or was it?
Well, they were going back. I don't know if they were going to add a
the
ball,
beam.
but they were going further back.
So the beam was probably getting skinnier and smaller. So we know that she has small feet, apparently. We can assume that she has small feet because the other thing that she won, her small feet.
I don't think they were on a beam.
No? Oh, just standing? Oh, who cares?
Yeah, I think it was just the rope balancing arm thing. I don't know. I don't remember a beam, guys. Do you guys remember a beam?
Oh, I was just assuming there was a beam because I don't get the rope portion if they're holding the disc.
I know. And why was it so hard? Maybe they were on a beam and I just like.
Chat, remind us because I clearly do not remember this challenge properly. I remember the ball and the disc.
Yeah. I just remember them like doing this. I don't remember seeing shots of the feet.
Fair.
But okay, you're going to give her 3.
Yeah, just for the fact that like we'll bump her up. That she did win. That means it's possible for her to win again. She has won the most immunities, I believe, out of the people that are still left in the game, like individual. And so there is that. I don't know if she's dangerous because I don't know how much other people in the jury will think that she's done very much. So I wouldn't be scared of sitting beside her if I were anybody left in the game. Maybe Heidi, but I think that Heidi could still have something to say and has enough of her original tribe, Soka tribe members to be on her side. Like I think she could get Franny. I think she can get Matt. I think she can get Danny. And so I think that those people will be influential in the vote. And so I think Heidi could take out Lauren voting wise. And so I just feel like Lauren might get to the end, but she might be a no vote finalist, which is really unfortunately. Now, what if this happens? What if instead of it being a final 3,
yes,
it's like Atika and then Heidi and Lauren, which is everybody's ideal situation. And then they have like a vote or something where the 2 non-Tikas vote out the Tika and then the final 2 is Heidi and Lauren.
You think we might have a final 2?
No, I don't think we're going to have a final 2, but I was just throwing that in up like,
that would be probably the most disappointing finish to this season. That would be such an unfortunate ending.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that against Heidi and Lauren whatsoever. It's just what Tika did. And there's 3 of them and none of them make it to the whoa. Right? That just doesn't fit the season. But I mean, it's a very possible. Oh my gosh. We've had some wonky ends before.
Wonky.
Right?
Yeah, 3 dice for me.
All right. Well, I forgot to say that the audience gave Heidi 3 dice. So Heidi got 3 across the board. But the audience also gave Lauren 3 dice. So with you, she's going to average out to 3 dice. You guys are very nice today. Very
well, it's
nice.
hard. Nobody made any colossal errors.
No.
Really.
Right. None of these people are like straight up goats doing nothing, being dragged, All right, we only have 1 left. Chantele.
I'm putting all my eggs in Jam Jen's basket right now. Okay.
Wait, what?
Well, for the fact that he's my only shot at coming close to winning the draft, right?
Okay, yes, that's
so
right.
I need to support Jam here.
Yeah.
I need to support like having a good read on the edit, right? I don't think that they would have showed us him saying all these things about like, you write my name down, you go home. You write my name down, you go home. Having that moment where he's threatening people about like, don't write my name down or else you go home. So I just wondering if they put that in because maybe it's true. and then they actually will write his name down at the very end, because he'll use it all in his speech, and he'll like wrap it up with like, but now I want you to write my name down, all those people that I sent home because like da 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 da, I played the game, best game, blah blah blah. So I want Jam Jam to be my winner here. I think even though I don't want Carolyn to go, I think it is smart of him to be considering getting Carolyn out of the game. It has to happen for him to win. But I also think that I think out of the three of them, I think he's the least likely to win, unless he's going to be really good at constructing his argument in the final three. So he wants to get as many of them out as possible. So the fact that he sees that, I think, is good. The fact that it seems like he's already crafting his story for the final three tribal, I think that's also really good. It's the fact that nobody seems to want to get him out, even though he actually is quite strategic. I think that that's also really good. And so the fact that I don't think, no matter how things configure, next episode or like the beginning of the finale, I do not think that he's going to go home. I'm going to have to give Jam Jam 5 stars, 5 dice. I have to, because I think out of all the Tikas, he is going to be taken to the end. Like, I feel like he gets there for sure. Who's taking him out? I don't think anybody's taking him out right now. Heidi's going to keep him and take him. Yeah. I don't think Carolyn would ever flip on him. It seemed like she was more likely to flip on Carson than Jam Jam. It seems. Right. We've only heard that conversation. I don't know if Lauren really thinks of him as somebody that she would lose to. I just think that he's getting to the end. And so I think he's going to have a chance to plead his case. And the least amount of Tikas that are there, the better shot he has at winning. So I'm going to give him 5 stars for being in probably the best position of the Tika players.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I guess I missed some of Jam Jam's magic. I think he's so entertaining. I love him. And I think the drama is amazing, and it's going to be great because I don't know, he may make it to the final 3. And if he does, he is going to give us an amazing final speech. He is going to talk about and you and you and you, and it's going to be dramatic and amazing. I know that his social skill are what he's great at. And so I do give him a lot of credit for that. And I think he saved himself quite a bit. When we hit merge, it was like Jam Jam, Jam Jam, Jam Jam. His name constantly came up, and he never went home because I think of his social game. But during that period, he didn't really get to make moves. He didn't have any agency. And so I have kept him at the bottom of those 3. Now that we're here, Carson and Carolyn are both above him as targets. So he has slipped through and we've gotten to this point. But if he's sitting next to either Carson or Carolyn,
I don't think he wins. But I don't know if they're going to be there. I feel like he might end up being the only one out of the Tikas that are there. Well, strategically, that's the best for him, right?
Yeah. And I think that he gets it. I think that Carolyn is going to probably be his biggest target here first. And then he's probably going to try to take out Carson. I don't know that he'll be able to, or vice versa. You know, if Carolyn gets an idol and saves herself and he takes out Carson, like, I just don't know that he'll be able to. And so therefore I'm going to give him 4. Fair. Because if he is sitting next to one of them, I think he doesn't beat them. I agree. But I might be missing something. And so I want to.
No, I agree. I mean, I agree with the fact that out of the 3 Tikas, if he's sitting beside either of them, he will not be able to win. But I think that he has the best shot to getting to the end without them, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. If he sits next to Heidi and Lauren, give him the win. Absolutely. It's going to be an amazing speech. I'll love it. And I don't know, he'd be fun to see go to fire just because he'll be like, I don't know if he's good at it, but he'll be entertaining at it. I don't know.
Yeah, he'll probably like talk it through. Step between like play by play. Him like, okay, I'm grabbing and then I'm putting the against him. And then
So the audience gave him 4 dice, so he is going to average out with 4 dice. But gosh, it's so fascinating to think about these Tika. They've all been pretty underestimated, and here they are with the best story. All of them are going to be like, we merged over with you guys, and
And
you
you're still
all
here.
discounted us.
I mean, I could see I could see maybe like I think Jam Jam would be the one that's most likely to not do this. But what if they just were like, you know what? Let's all 3 Tikas go to the end and let's the best Tika win, and just like maybe they would just all just stick together. Like I think that would be really really fun.
That would be
I feel
so
like Jam
fun to
Jam
see.
wouldn't do it, but
No. Mm-mm.
I feel like maybe they can convince people to do that.
Maybe. Yeah, that would be really fun for us. Like, I feel like Carolyn and Carson would be like, look, let's be realistic here. We have to all sit next to each other.
Exactly. Like just be like, yeah, well, like, the Ahsoka is not gonna vote for us if like we're sitting like they just say something to force Tika to stay together.
No.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but like I
No.
really would like it.
You guys, we have to prepare ourselves emotionally. Tikas are gonna cut Tikas this coming Wednesday. It's happening. We're all gonna like, I'll be sobbing. We're all gonna sob.
You'll lose some tears.
I
Are you gonna
will.
drink a glass of water before the episode? I don't want you to dry out.
I will cry if Carolyn or Carson don't make it to the final 3, and odds are at least one of them's not making it. So it's going to be real roof for the heart, guys. Oh my goodness. I can't believe we're here. We did it.
We did
What a
it.
season. Let's talk about the draft. Poor Chantele.
Oh, you just wanted to bring up the draft, huh?
I didn't. You brought it up.
Chantele,
you are left with Jam Jam. And like you just said, odds are high he's making it to final 3. Well, he gets points for all of that. So, and if he gets any points to win, he gets points for that as well.
Man, I should have written it down, but I thought of something for you to add in the future.
Oh
man, what was it? Did I dream this? Okay, I'll keep talking. I'll see if
it is our last ratings, Coco. This is it. But we
might do a recap after, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do like a overall discussion of the season with Jesse. And
should we rate everybody and put them in order?
I mean, like, how is that different than their placement, though?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, maybe if we feel inclined, but I feel like a winner and runner-ups kind of do it for us.
Fair, but like, what if like, how do we feel that they did
True.
this season?
Yes.
Like some people went home earlier than I wanted them to go home, or thought that they should have gone home. I also feel like the 3 tribes start kind of takes
that gets
away
1 dice.
Hmm?
That gets 1 dice.
What?
3 tribes.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like I'm sick of this 3 tribe thing. I'm like really over it because I think that it allows good players to go out of the game. Like for instance, Maddie, we didn't get to see what she was capable of doing because she was in a small tribe. She's trying to make moves, and it's a little bit less room to navigate when you only have 5 other people. One's immune, one uses a shot in the dark, 2 uses the shot in the dark, no votes, and then you like it's messy for no reason, and people went home that weren't necessarily playing that badly, but if they had a few more people around them, they could have secured something and gone further in the game. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So like for instance, like I just don't think Maddie would be like the worst player of the season. I just think that her placement is worse than her capability.
Overall placement is really that's a boo. But yeah, we can
let's talk about maybe people like that went out too soon.
George gets 5 dice, even though he did not win his season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it might take a little while though if we went through everybody. Maybe not. You can just like super speed through it. Give everybody some dice for the season.
Final 3. Final 3. Final 5. I don't know.
Jury.
All right. We'll figure it out. Jury, sure. We'll figure it out, guys, because we are going to talk about the season afterwards. That's very, very true. So the finale is more than 2 hours usually. It's a 2-hour
That's
show
the
and then a
reunion.
third-hour reunion. David and I do not we go live during the reunion. We just watch the top, make sure we know who the winner is, all's well, then we go live to do our recap. Chantele, what are you doing?
I don't even know. So I'm gonna go live probably on Monday with JoJo to finish up this week. And then for the finale, probably go live on Thursday and talk about
Mhm.
the season with JoJo again. So yeah. So Monday and Thursday will be my 2 final Survivor wrap-ups, basically.
Yeah. That's it, I guess. What else do we need to say?
Like the challenge global is done. So on Sunday I'll be doing my last one for that season. But I've been covering something new, Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, all black cast on Bravo. It's
Did that
been
already
really
start?
second week, so we'll be on our third week on Sunday.
Mhm.
It's been great so far. So I'm liking getting into the Bravo world. I really want to go to BravoCon. I wish you watched Bravo things. We go to BravoCon together.
No, I want a Survivor Con.
I mean,
Why does Bravo get everything? I don't watch it.
you should maybe start.
I
There's
don't
some good, there's some good fun time. Did you ever work in service industry?
Of course, yes.
So did you, like Below Deck, you would probably really like.
I've actually watched all these shows. It just does not keep my attention.
Fair.
My sister makes me watch all these shows, and then sorry guys, I can't get into it.
It's fine. It's fine. But if anything, just like maybe go back and watch all 10 seasons of Vanderpump Rules so you can be in the
Never.
zeitgeist
No.
of
Mm-mm.
this culturally defining moment. It's going to be written in the history books.
I actually know someone who just did that. She
I know many people that
was
just do
like,
that. What's happening?
I've been wanting to watch it, never got, never started, so I might as well now. And like she's all caught up and she's like in it. And I'm like, what?
It's so
This is
good.
wild.
It's so good. It's so
I
good.
can't.
What do you think about the new cast of Survivor that's been released?
I mean, I'm excited that Bruce is in it. I mean, we
Great.
knew he was going to come back. We just didn't know if it was going to be immediate. So that's fun. Otherwise, I could care less. I don't like these spoiler photos that come out. They're not the good ones. I can't tell anything about you. I don't have any info. So I just peruse and move on. Was there anything of
No, nothing really stood
value?
out. There's one guy, I believe his name is Brandon, maybe, that's in the org community. So JoJo said that he either knows him or played like a sequestered mini with him or was in the
Fun.
sequester community for sure. He doesn't look unfamiliar, but I don't know if I've ever played a game with him myself.
Right.
But anybody that's in the org community or likes reality games and stuff like that, I'm so excited and happy when they get on the show because I know that it's pretty much all of our dreams to participate. And so knowing that one of us is getting to participate, I think it's really fun. So
Agreed.
So definitely supporting him no matter where he places because he's living his dream. And I support people living their dreams.
I know. I love it. I love when any of us, we're all in the same community. Like we know people keep trying to audition and stuff. So yeah, when they finally get on, very exciting. Danielle, absolutely. We definitely know it's 90 minutes for both Survivor and Amazing Race that are starting in the fall, although they're probably going to start early fall. Like it may be even August.
You think?
Yeah, it'll be early fall.
My finger crossing here is because I just want them to go back to 39 days. Can they please just go back to 39 days? I know that they're trying to make me believe that this is grueling and it's so hard on day 24. They've only had two bananas. I need more of the friendships building, right?
Yes.
Because as much as I'm connected to the Tika 3, if it was 2 weeks from now and they've been playing this game together and then they cut themselves, my heart's going to be torn out for them because they really have had 2 extra weeks to bond and cement their feelings and relationships for each other. And so I just feel like it's taking away the stakes a little bit so fast. It's really, I've only met these people 3 weeks ago. I can cut them. And so, yes, it makes the gameplay more ruthless and it's faster, but I think it's like makes it less compelling as a viewer or as a person that like really dives into the relationships of these players. So please go back to 39 days.
Agreed.
Please. Like what
100%. I mean, we saw in this season, we saw footage from the like 2 days off that they had. When they do a 39 day season, they have that day off every
every
third
2 days, yeah, every
day
3
or
days,
every
yeah.
other, right. So the fact that it actually added to this season, these episodes, is just proof that like, oh, we need it. We need that time off for them to play the social game and build those bonds and talk about their home lives and stuff like that. We want the fun footage from it, and then we want those deeper bonds.
And
Absolutely.
also with like, because the third day was like interviews and then obviously general camp life.
Yeah.
And so if general camp life and interviews are happening on the days that also have an immunity challenge, a tribal council, and maybe a reward challenge, like there's no time to really strategize, right? Because like nobody's
Mm-mm.
already, I don't know. It's okay. We had our 4 COVID seasons.
Right.
I
We had
get
to
it.
do it. Right.
Mhm.
But we're not in that same situation anymore. You can absolutely go back to 39 days. We've had, players who get voted off and talk about like, I had to go from this tribal to play this immunity, and like I didn't have time to talk to people and repair the relationships from this blowout, blah, blah, blah. And if they're not able to do that, then they're not playing the game. Like we're missing out on game.
Yeah, it just yeah, exactly.
Agreed.
So wish I push and pray because like 90 minutes with less footage is just kind of like, is it just going to be fluff, right? Or just stuff that I don't care to see? I don't need to see the entirety of a challenge, right? I don't. But I
No,
would like to see people
there's plenty
strategizing.
more character development and
Mhm.
relationship stuff that they cut out all the time, and
That's
it
true.
goes zip, 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 zip. So if that's what they're giving us, great. I want it.
I
I've
feel
been
like they
asking for
won't though. I'm
90-minute
scared.
episodes. Well, they don't listen to us a lot of the time.
I know. So it's like, why are they giving us 90 minutes, but like less content to choose from? I want the 39
Jeff's gonna be
days.
like, all right, 90 minutes, let's add in 3 more twists. It's
Don't
really
make me
only
sick.
20 minutes that's adding
That's true.
from an hour
That's true.
to
That's
a,
true. Like
a
22
hour and a
minutes.
half. It's 22 minutes exactly.
Yeah,
So
this
it's
hour has
it's
22 minutes.
it's not like life-changing amount of time here, but it is enough for one more twist. So I wouldn't put it past Jeff and team to think that they have to like
Do I want to
really
be
mix
on
it up.
Survivor? Do I want
Yes.
to?
Yes, you
I
do.
kind of want to be on the old. I want to be on the season that I fell in love
Well,
with.
we
I don't
can't
like the
go.
new one.
Yes, I want to be an old Amazing Race, but like whatever, here we are. So get on Survivor or Big Brother Canada, either one, please.
Big Brother Canada, I think more so no. I hate the live feeds things. It's like it's embarrassing. I don't want to be part of it.
It's not going to get picked up.
I don't
It's
think
gonna,
so.
it's
Well,
fine.
I'm like thinking like how the writer strike will affect us. Maybe it will if like that we don't have any things being filmed here. I don't know.
True. Then they all.
Even though I have a lot of auditions, but they're all for these like stupid Christmas movies.
That's
Oh,
that's where the money is.
yeah, it's
There's
like
a lot of them in Canada.
like literally I've had like quite a few or the Christmas movies and like stolen children MOWs.
Oh wow,
You know what I
that's
mean?
dramatic. Yeah.
Like the
Hmm.
the nurse stole the baby kind of
Yes.
thing.
Right. Right. Exactly. Those are dramatic. All right, you
Mhm.
guys. Thank you so much for being here in the chat. We really appreciate you guys rating and hanging out with us. We wish you a wonderful weekend. We wish you an exciting finale. We can't wait to talk about it after we probably do a lot of crying and then probably some cheering as well next
Maybe I need
week.
to find somewhere to watch it like
There's no
live
watch
or something.
party. Yeah.
I don't know if there's a watch party in Toronto. There might be people that are watching it, but what
You
about
got to at
you?
least
There
watch
must
it
be
with JoJo. Something.
maybe. I feel like anyways, I'll see. I'll see. Who are you gonna watch it with? Are you gonna watch it
David.
live with David?
Yeah, David and I watch the finales and premieres usually live together, and
Cute.
it's very exciting. We do a lot of screaming and cheering, and we usually have fun times. So we love it. We love it. If anyone is watching this later, please leave a comment how you feel about this final five going down to a winner. What are the Tika odds? How are you feeling about all this? What do you think is going to happen versus what you want to happen? Let us know. Chantele, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for being flexible with
Yay.
like our Friday, Tuesday-ish type vibes. It's been great though. I love doing these with you, and I can't believe it's already over. So I guess I'll see you in 6 months or like 4.
No, we're going to talk after the season. We're going to talk in like a week. So,
True.
All right, you guys have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.
Bye.